Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Today, we're going to talk about the commitment of learning. When you are committed to doing something, it means that you give it all of your support. It's like a principle. If you don't have the principle or the commitment, then English becomes something which, to use the words of Elton John, is like a candle in the wind. It kind of flickers here and there, it almost disappears and then comes back. It's not really a very good foundation for building. English learning is a little bit like a marriage. Some days are good, some days are bad, some days you really would prefer to be somewhere else, but it's always the commitment that brings you back to the table. In a marriage, that commitment looks like a contract, it looks like special vows or promises. The ring on your finger might remind you of that. And with English, it's the same. If you make some kind of commitment to it, then there will always be a reason to come back to it. How do we make that commitment with English? Well, the best way to begin really is by being honest and authentic with other people. Most students that I have absolutely no confidence with speaking. It seems that they're very afraid to speak. And this comes up again and again. They come to me and they say, I'm really not good at speaking. I don't want people to hear me. I don't want people to know that I'm learning English. I don't want people around me to add to the burden that I'm learning, and I really don't want my workmates to know I'm taking English lessons. I don't want them to know that I have a weakness in this area, and I certainly don't want them to hear me. Then they start comparing themselves to workmates. Oh, she speaks better English than I do. Oh, yeah, John at work, his English is much better, and I wait till he's at lunch before I make my calls in English. What we have here in these examples are people who are not really committed in a healthy way to learning. If you're committed, it involves being open, honest, and authentic with people. We need to dissolve these mental barriers around us which tell us that perhaps our learning is not what it should be. Sometimes family members kind of sneer at us, or maybe they think we are a little bit crazy for learning a second language. Oh, this adds pressure to learning. We go to our special place with our grammar books, we sit down, and we know that family members just don't get it. They don't understand. They see us with the books, and there's a kind of an opinion there that we're going to fail. If that opinion grows, then you probably will. Then, of course, as the boss is looking over your shoulder, and you're thinking, what does he think about my English? Is he going to fire me next week? Has he heard that conversation where I couldn't remember the word yesterday? What's happening? The best way to deal with this, first of all, is to be very authentic and open. No hiding. What you see is what you get. If you're having a problem with a family member, talk to them about it and ask them if they could be more supportive. Change the way you study. The most successful people are always people who are able to go out, find a friend to study with, and do it together. You can encourage each other, you can help each other. If you can't go out to a language exchange, find someone online. There's loads of different options there. Both on Italki and on other platforms, you can easily find someone who's able to give you 1 hour a week, 1 hour a day. You talk with them for half an hour in your own language, half an hour in English, and you help each other. The people who are really not successful are the ones who lock themselves away in some kind of prison. You know what it's like. We get the grammar books out, we sit them on the table, we look through them, we look at the rules, we write down examples, and then within half an hour, those words are bouncing off the ceiling, landing back in the book. You close it, you forget the words, and you feel like you've wasted some time. Other study times, you go to the internet, you go to your browser, you type in English lessons online, or you look at YouTube clips, you end, you finish, you go away. What did you learn? The answer is usually nothing. With a commitment to learning, you can ask someone to hold you accountable. For example, when you book a lesson with a teacher, you can ask the teacher to agree a study plan with you, where you promise to study for 1 hour a day, let's say, or 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, but that study will always involve interaction with another person. This is what's missing. You really need some kind of affirmation because it strengthens your commitment to learning. If you don't have that, if you don't have someone who's affirming you, looking in to your English practice and study, it's not going to go very far. Especially if you have family members and bosses who either just don't care, don't show that they care, or are building up some kind of mental atmosphere that you're going to fail. After all, they may have seen you doing other things that didn't quite work out, so they're thinking, oh, why is this person learning English now? Is this the latest craze that they have? So to be authentic with your learning, there needs to be someone around you to affirm you, someone you can practice with, and also there needs to be a time where you can work out these mental obstacles. Maybe you can discuss it with a family member. If they're really not interested in it, then you just move on. Maybe change your study place. Maybe change how you study. But studying with other people is actually the only way that you're going to make progress. You have to get out of that prison where there's you and four walls, and maybe meet other people, do things with other people, even if it's people online, and they can tell you how you sound. When I first started teaching on Italki, very different from face-to-face teaching, I noticed that there were a lot of people coming to me with the same idea, the same thing. Oh, I have no confidence. Oh, I don't want anyone to hear my English. No. I'm learning English, but I don't want anyone to know. All these barriers, I don't want anyone to know I'm learning English. I don't want my colleagues to know. I don't want my family to know. My family don't support me. These kind of barriers will stay if you're not authentic, open, and honest with other people. You need people to affirm you, and in affirming you and encouraging you, your commitment to learning will be strengthened. So if you're having these kind of problems today, I want you to think about where you're studying. Are you in a room where you usually eat or sleep? Are you surrounded by family members who perhaps really don't care much for learning? If that's the case, then it's time to get out. Go to the local library, take your laptop with you, start finding language exchange partners. You can easily sit in a coffee shop and talk with them, and perhaps it would be just a new kind of experience, but find a quiet place and find people who are affirming you and helping you. About the italki experience, well, a teacher can be very helpful in agreeing with you how you're going to study and what that looks like, particularly involving other people. There's many things. I used to think that I attracted neurotic students because I found myself on italki seeing that many people were coming to me with this problem. They were all coming and saying, oh, I have no confidence. Oh, I can't speak. Oh, I can speak, but only with myself. And it was a little bit strange. I used to think that they were all a little bit neurotic. And then I thought, well, I don't know why they would be neurotic. Why would I attract neurotic students? I'm perfectly fine. Well, that's obviously very questionable, but it seems to be a common thread. This that people are very shy. Part of it is just the way we live today. There's other things you can do that I've discussed before in other podcasts, like shadowing, which empowers you. You speak up, you repeat someone's words, and by repeating them out loud, it gives you more confidence. So those are a few pointers to get you started, but have a look around you and see if you can see what opinions or barriers are there, because most of them are self-made. I don't honestly think that our family members or bosses are sneering at us. I think they just don't really know how to support us. Sometimes, especially if you're married, there's things which people think they know about you, and then suddenly you decide to learn English, ta-da! And the terms of the daily contract kind of change a little bit, don't they? Because you're no longer there to cook the dinner, you're at your English class. And many people can find that quite hard in the home. These are things to be worked out between you and your family as well. But the more authentic, honest and open you can be, the better. Don't try to hide that you're learning English, because you should expect people to be affirming you and supporting you and to be looking for that, rather than expecting people to be humiliating you. That's it. Enjoy your day. See you.